Hello friends, and welcome to yet another session on Excel. Today we are going to discuss about some basic mathematical operations that we can do in Excel. We'll know how to use different formulae like sum, average, count, and sumproduct. So without wasting any time, let's begin. So we have already some filled in data in this Excel sheet. Now we are going to use some mathematical operations, some basic mathematical operations that we can do in Excel, and which makes our life quite easy as it saves you from manual mathematical calculations. So friends, let me tell you one thing before that Excel treats everything as text unless and until you put a plus sign or an equal to sign before it. So if you want to implement a formula, you need to put a equal to sign or a plus sign before it. Let me show you. Like if you want to add two numbers, if you write 2 plus 3, so Excel is going to treat it as text. As you can see, it has not been added. But if you want to add it, so you can either use a plus sign, okay, or you can use an equal to sign, okay. So to apply a formula, what the first thing that you need to do is you need to put an equal to sign before the formula, okay. So we have some data here and I like to perform some mathematical operations over them. So let me just demonstrate you the very first formula that we generally use in mathematics is sum. So if a person wants to know that suppose these are the number of transactions made in these shares by a particular individual, and you want to calculate the number of transactions that an individual has made to actually form this portfolio, okay. So what you can do is you can just add these numbers. So you can add all of them together. What you need to do is you need to put a equal to sign, you write sum and select all the numbers, okay. How you need to select the numbers? You just go to the first cell and just keep on pressing the left button of the mouse, okay, and just close the bracket and hit enter button, and now you get the sum of the number of transactions that individual has made. So over and all the individual has made 117 transactions, okay. Another way you can see it, if you just want to see it, if you select all of them and you can see the sum here, sum of the selected cell, but you cannot use this number in future. So if you want to use the number in future, you must calculate it in the sheet. So this is the number of transactions. So this is the way you can sum a huge amount of numbers, okay. So the next thing that I would like to demonstrate to you is how to take average. So for taking the average, you just need to put an equal to sign and then write average. Now you select all the numbers and just close the bracket, hit the enter, and you get the average of number of units that an individual has the average number of units the individual have for each of the shares. Similarly, you can calculate the average profit. So what you can do is you can take the average of these. So you just need to select all of them and you just need to press enter. So for a particular day, or maybe the overall portfolio, if you consider it equal weighted, then this is the average return, simple average. Okay, so you can add numbers, you can take the average. Now the one thing that you can do is, if you want to count the number of shares that a person has, so what you need to do is you just need to write equal to count and select the values. Okay, and just click enter. So these are the number of shares that the individual has. So there are three formulae that we have just dealt with. One is sum, another is average, and the next one is count. Okay, there is one more thing that I would like to demonstrate to you. Now suppose you want to take the overall value of this portfolio. There is one more formula that you can use. This is called sumproduct. Okay, so this is sumproduct. The product is this formula is going to take two arrays. So first you need to understand what an array is. An array contains a set of numbers or a series of numbers, similar type of numbers. Okay, so a set of number might be called an array. So if you want to calculate, as in this problem, if you want to calculate the overall portfolio value of this particular portfolio, what you need to do is you need to multiply the share price with number of units. So the very first array that we need to take is the share price. The next array that we are going to take is the number of units. Okay, and then you just need to close the bracket and you just need to press enter. So this is the portfolio value for this particular portfolio. So there are four formulae that we have discussed. Okay, so till now what we have discussed is we put the formulae in one particular cell. Now how about if you want to calculate or keep the formulae same for a particular column or a particular row? So let me just demonstrate you with another example. So here we have a sheet which contains income. Okay, I can expand it, expenditure, and the next thing is savings. Okay, so we all know that if we deduct expenditure from the income, that we are going to get savings. So if you want to calculate savings, so individually you can do, if the number is this much, maybe if it is 400 or 500, you won't be able to do it. So how can you do it? Then you just need to use the formulae. Okay, so here I would like to discuss about the dynamic reference that Excel use. Okay, so if you put equal to sign, and then what you need to do is you need to subtract expenditure from the income. The first thing that you need is income, and then you subtract the expenditure from it. So we have income in this cell A2, so we have selected this cell, and then we decrease the expenditure or subtract the expenditure this cell from this income. Okay, then hit enter and you get the savings. Now what about these? So what you simply need to do is you need to go at this corner. If you'll see this kind of black cross, you hit the left click and you drag it, and you have all the savings calculated for you. Okay, so you can see cell C3 has the value A3 minus B3. So this is the benefit of dynamic reference that Excel use. Okay, and then if you are talking about C4, then it is A4 minus B4. It's C5, it's A5 minus B5. Similarly, you can see C18, it's A18 minus B18. So you can see it is perfectly calculated. So it's very easy to do these calculations in Excel. If you do it manually, you might make some mistake, but if you do it in Excel, and if your logic is correct, then the chance of making mistake is 0. So you can use the dragging method to do the calculations in column, and you can do it same for the cell. If I talk about taking the sum of the total incomes, so what I need to do is, I have already discussed how to take sum of the numbers. Okay, so just take the sum of the first column, and what you need to do is just click on this, go to this black arrow, and you drag it, and you get the sum of all the 3 columns. Similarly, you can take the average also. So if you want to take the average, so just write average, open the brackets, select the cells that you want to take average of, close the bracket, click enter, select the cell, go to this black arrow, left click, drag, and you get the average. Okay, similarly you can count these numbers. Okay, so equal to count, open bracket, you select the numbers, you can close the bracket, and just you need to go to this black arrow. Okay, so you drag it and you get the count. So there are a number of things that you can do it in Excel, and without a fuzz. That's all for this class. Thank you for watching.